was able to be like able to be like a teen.
I watched Mase shit on Cam and everybody around him.
Wow.
A bitch like all the time. You heard? Like I was there the whole time, but I was Cam's man. You heard? Cam and Mase were so-called best friends, grew up together.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Jim Jones finally addresses his issues with both Mase and Cam in a recent interview with Justin LaBoy. That's right, y'all. Now, of course, social media is already reacting to some of the comments made by Jim Jones in his interview with Justin LaBoy. As we all know, over the years, Jim Jones and Cam, they've had their issues, right? For the record, you get what I mean? And eventually they were able to dead their beef, and we seen them all on stage for the verses, right? It's the same when it comes to Mase and Cam, right? They've had their falling out, and fans were happy to see them dead the beef to come together to create the It Is What It Is sports show, right? And after the success in the launch of this sports show, a lot of people wondering, why haven't we seen Jim Jones on the show? Well, after seeing this interview, I'm sure Dipset fans, they're going to be upset, right? Because recently Cam had 50 Cent on his podcast, and they both talked about the time when Cam and 50 were beefing, right? We all remember Jim Jones showed up on Rap City with G-Unit during a time where people, you know, they thought the beef was serious, right? But then after seeing Jim Jones up there, you know, all these years later, people see that clip still to this day, and they call Jimmy a traitor, okay? So listen, I found an article which pretty much highlights the tension between Jim Jones and Camron over the years. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so you can get some context, because again, it's always been tension between Jimmy and Cam, right? And now that you see Cam with Mase a lot of people are wondering, damn, will we ever see Jim Jones on the It Is What It Is sports show? And after seeing this interview, listen, I'm not sure, right, if we'll ever see Mase and Cam back on stage. I mean, anything can happen, right? But after hearing some of these comments made by Jim Jones, going as far as to insinuate that Cam didn't take care of him, right, during the time when he was the hottest artist in NYC, okay? He accused Cam of basically not wanting Jim Jones to ever outshine Cam's career. You get what I mean? It's a lot of comments in here, and like I said, I'll make sure to leave the link in the description, because again, last time we seen Dipset together was during the verses. You get what I mean? Despite how it ended, it still felt good to see all them brothers back on stage again, and now to see Cam and Mase on good terms. You get what I mean? Now they creating content, doing interviews. It's just unfortunate that you know, things couldn't be resolved, right? Especially now. There's so much money to get out here on the road, even in the content creation space. I mean, come on, it's the reason why you're seeing former athletes, artists step out here into this media, right? So to see Jim Jones finally address his issues with Mase and Cam in this interview, like I said, a lot of Dipset fans are going to be upset because, you know, Jim is making some bold comments in this interview, man, accusing Camron of hating on him and basically saying he sensed the funny energy many, many years ago, right? And this is why Jim Jones had to go hard as a solo artist for him and his brand. You get what I mean? But again, y'all let me know, what are your thoughts on Jim Jones' comments about Cam and Mase in this interview with Justin LaBoy? Do you feel like Jim went too far with his comments, or do you agree with some of the things he shared in his interview? Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so you can watch the full interview. And yeah, man, like I said, this one is definitely going viral. So again, y'all let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below. But that's all I got for y'all today. My name is SenseiRip. Till next time, peace.
I watched Mase shit on Cam and everybody around him.
Wow.
A bitch like all the time. You heard? Like I was there the whole time, but I was Cam's man. You heard? Cam and Mase were so-called best friends, grew up together, and R.I.P. Huddy. Like I was there for everything. That's one thing that people can't never say, is that I wasn't there for every single thing. Anybody Cam didn't like, I didn't like. And I already see how he was handling Cam, so I definitely didn't like him. You dig? And then I seen how much love Cam had for him and how Cam was jumping out the window for him, which a friend should and shit like that. Like, being overprotective, making sure nothing happened. Like, he was trying his best to make sure that Mase stayed as safe as possible, but Mase had got that money and lost his mind. Seen crazier shit happen. I know brothers that shot brothers and shit like that. So for friends to get back after a world of whatever they went through, it's not surprising to me and shit like that. But I see they don't talk about the days of being shit on, you heard? They don't talk about the things that separated them and shit like that.
Cam was like, I thought we could pull it together. Next thing I know, I see Jim performing with.
He ain't think nothing. He could pull nothing together. He couldn't do nothing with me. He couldn't tell me nothing. Like, let's not get this shit twisted. Nobody could tell me nothing. I was my own boss. I did what I did as a soldier because I was a soldier. You heard? I had the soldier. Didn't tell me nothing. You heard? I did what I wanted to do. I seen the shit wasn't going right, so I started doing what Jim Jones needed to do for Jim Jones. Because that was supposed to be the Don wasn't taking care of the capo. Just the sequence of the way things was going, and then it came to a point where I had to worry about who Jim Jones was moving forward. Then I was worried about anybody else because nobody else was worried about me. I got to a point where I became famous too. There was a point where all the famous people know me. Then after that, it was like, shit, I'm just as famous as all the famous people. I can't do what I used to do for you. You heard? Somebody got to do that for me right now because I'm super lit. You heard? But I put my life on the line for all of the shit, and you know, and everybody knew that. Wasn't doing the same thing in return. When you start to feel like somebody, when you start to feel like somebody want to see you do good, but not as good as them, you're like, oh yeah, I know what this move is about. You heard? Everybody don't got the mind of a real leader.
Who reached out to who when you went out to perform? Cause
I had Ballin'. I had the hottest record at the time. My record was hotter than 50's records at the time when Ballin' spanked out and shit like that. When Cam did this shit with calling the station up over the cot shit and all that shit, I felt that was childish. That wasn't, like, you don't press no real buttons and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active. So how dare you do some weak shit like that that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been jerking us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that shit went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. We was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how us to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this was on Mars. It wasn't doing regular shit. They wasn't just doing arenas every night. We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see an opportunity for us to really start. You heard? Like, we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, all that up.